That moment hurts more than failure. You ever realized too late that you were right all along? You saw it, you felt it, you knew it, but you kept asking for more opinions. You hesitated, you waited, and you didn't act, and the clock didn't wait with you. If that's ever happened to you, you are not alone, but it can't happen again, not at this level. Because once you build something, delay becomes expensive, and hesitation isn't just personal. It bleeds in your team, in your direction, in your progress, and eventually is reflected in your bank account and in the life you're meant to lead. There's a line from the Batman movie I'll never forget. Training is nothing. The will is everything. The will to act. More than our intricate strategy, it's the beliefs underneath. The ones we never thought to question. Today I'm exposing 10 myths that sound smart, but quietly sabotage clarity, action, self-control, and bold decisions in both business and in life. If you've outgrown surface-level advice and you're ready to upgrade the way you think, let's clean them up before they cost you another ear. That being said, let's roll. Number 1. Clarity leads to decision. Nope, decision leads to clarity. We all want to have clarity and then we'll make decision. So we hear very often, get clear, get clear, get clear. That sounds interesting, but it doesn't work this way. We make the decision, then the clarity will come along the way. Because once you make the decision, then you'll be clear, I should take a little bit left or right. Because if you never build a house, you never build $1 million business, even a $50,000 business, or you haven't even once acquired a customer. But if you make the decision to build your business, to transform your service into a business, your talent, your gift, then clarity will come along. Because once you've made the decision, then you'll be posing the right questions and you'll say, okay, what should I do? How do I say? How do I communicate it? Do I need a website? Do I not? Then you'll start to do the research. Then you'll figure out and that how to move forward. And that's true for every stage. So number 1, it's not the clarity that leads to decision. The decision leads to clarity. So of course we need a little amount of clarity of like, what do you want to go? But that's another stage completely, when that's a life question. Who am I and where do I go and what do I want to do? But when you're about to build something which you haven't built, make the decision. What do you want to accomplish? What's a win for yourself in 3 and 6 months, in a year? And then clarity will come along. Do not fall for this one. It can take you so much time and you get stuck in confusion even more and more. Number 2, set high expectation. Like, that's what I want, that's what I want, that's what I deserve. In psychology, a little bit of high expectation it might be, but the self-worthiness. But that's for someone which is in the situation where one doesn't believe or struggles with self-esteem, with self-respect. What you can actually do, which is much better than setting high expectation, set high standards. What's below my standard, what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. Your economical situation, where your character, your personal growth, or you struggle with something. Rather than setting expectation, then, okay, in 2 months, I don't want to, often happens in my coaching programs, I will do everything required, and in 2 months, I want to resolve this belief or this conviction which I do have. Well, set high standards about how much you're ready to invest, how much time you're ready to put on the line, how much effort you're ready to show. Rather than setting high expectation, focus on the standard. That is going to change the game. Think about it, about the expectation, and make sure that your standards are the same height. Number 3, preparation is overthinking and that action is king. Well, sounds smart, very smart, but action minus preparation is a mere reaction. Preparation is action. Now, of course, if we go into extremes, if you prepare for half a year and so on and so forth, there is a quote, for example, which I really like. If you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product you've launched too late. Wow, good. So action, action, action. But if you don't prepare, you're just jumping between crocodiles and they're expecting they're going to be cats flying. You've got to prepare for the war, so then you take action. But preparation is part of the action, because once the input comes in, or an idea, or you read a book, or you've been at a mastermind, or somebody coached you, or somebody gave you an advice, and you start implementing it immediately, it's a mere emotional reaction. But when you prepare, you take away the emotional noise, you make the decision, and you jump into action. Action is very important. Preparation is part of the action. Do not fall for these mistakes. Action, action, action. I've seen lost people acting and working for years, repeating the same mistakes, the same patterns, not changing, not adjusting, because action is king. Well, it's very important, of course, but preparation is part of the action. Do not jump or overshadow it. Number 4, ego is the enemy. Wow, this is a very many will jump on top of it saying that's not true. Unchecked ego equals danger, and it's not less dangerous than unchecked humility. Ego is not the enemy. Everything can be the enemy, not only the ego. Humility can be the enemy. Preparation can be the enemy. Action can be the enemy, acting without thinking. Everything can be the enemy if it's not reasonable, if it's not measured. So just saying that, oh, ego is the enemy, don't have ego. Okay, all right, good. Every single time when you express your ambition, is your ego speaking. So don't fall for these very wise sound statement, ego is the enemy. Because every single time you say, I want this, I want that, I want to accomplish this, is your ambition speaking, and ego is the fuel of your ambition. So rather than declaring it enemy because you're on top of it anyway, learn to manage your ego the way you manage your humility as well, because both can be very dangerous, and not only this. All right, next one. Strategy plus work equals growth. Interesting one. Wrong strategy equals wrong destination. Strategy can't fix what mindset hasn't faced. Just because you've got a great strategy which worked for somebody and you put the work on top of it, that it does not assure growth. A strategy is as good as its destination and as the one who uses the strategy. Depends according to what phase are you in your business or in your personal transformation. The strategy for what? Because a strategy is a good leverage thing. But if you leverage something which is not fixed, if the foundation of your business is not clear, you don't have the mission clear, you don't have the clear avatar, who's the person you can serve and how you're going to do it. Putting strategy in expanding the message, but the message isn't clear, and you don't know why are you addressing this group of people or that group of people, strategy and work doesn't assure growth. First, it comes the mindset. What are my weaknesses? What are my strengths? What I'm going to focus? What's a win for me? And what I'm going to do if I fail? And what do I do if I win? Then you are going to pick and choose what are the right strategies. So then you'll ask also the right people for help or for the right strategy. All right? Pay attention to that. Just strategy sounds smart, but you gotta first realize who's behind the wheel before you start to apply tools into the driving skill. Number 6, you must have a vision. This is a very powerful one. You can deviate a man with a vision, but you can't stop a man on a mission. A vision is very important. Very important. But you don't must to have it, especially if you're on the first years of your business. It's hard to have a vision when you're figuring out your mission, your direction. You're discovering new weaknesses, you're discovering new strengths in your character, flaws, and you're learning so many skills which you don't have. And when you're gonna put them together, the image will be so much different. So focus always on what I always teach my students. What's the cause for which you are so ready to sacrifice and even put effort on and invest time and energy? What turns you on so much that nothing would stop you, even if you don't have the vision yet? Because having a super clear, beautiful, amazing, big vision and haven't developed yet the tool set which you're going to use and what's the reason you do what you do, what's that cause, what's the impact you're looking for with what you've got, that's 1,000 times more important. So know as a man especially what's the mission you're on. What are you ready to put your life, what's that line you're ready to put your life on so that you can business move forward. Because the vision is far and it helps you move along, but when you've got bigger problems, not at the beginning when you're figuring out things. A mission is much more important than a vision. You don't must to have a vision, but you definitely must have a mission. Next one, emotions are the enemy. Absolutely not. Emotions are symptoms of great alignment or of great inner conflict. What does it mean? When you do what you're supposed to do, even if you're failing, it doesn't feel like failing, and you're moving forward, and you have this joy because you've discovered the direction, you've got the clarity, and now you know better what you want and what you want to accomplish and when you want to accomplish it, and what's that. So having a great alignment between your desire and your destination will produce so much great emotions within you, you'll be overwhelmed morning to night, even if things are not working yet. Or of a great inner conflict. If you're focusing on something which you're not good at doing and you try to do everything by yourself, of course there's a lot of frustration, there's lots of conflict. When your strength is not to deal with people, but you really try to show yourself as the leader, but you don't have it within, of course you can work on it, but if that's not your superpower, let it alone. Let others do what they are much better than you are doing it. Be humble enough. So that's another conversation. So when you've got a great conflict within, the emotions are going to be like smoke on the engine. You know, you're driving, there's smoke coming out of the engine. Whoa, okay, let's stop. Let's look under it. Like, let's see what's the cause, what's the reason. So just because the smoke is there, that's not the enemy. Those are symptoms which are telling you, keep going, you're all right, the temperature is all right, the engine is hot enough, good, amazing, move forward. The speed gives you another emotion. But if there's another conflict, you're going to have some emotions or raw emotions. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to kill those emotions or that you have to immediately, I have got a conflict, so I have to eliminate it. No, maybe you have a belief which is creating the conflict. Because look, you can use this triangle formula. A triangle, the emotions are on top, a belief and a thought. The thought and the belief, they are the parents of the emotion. So if you've got a thought which is not in line with your belief, emotions, negative emotions are high and they're very bad. You've got good beliefs with good thoughts together, high, good, great emotions. So the emotion is the symptom of or the belief is wrong and something is signaling there, please give me more attention, or you're thinking wrongly. The belief is right, but you're thinking that something is wrong. So the belief and the thought can help you to figure out about the emotions, and the emotions are helping you to know where to look. So the emotions are absolutely not the enemy. That's a big, huge myth. Emotions are the enemy. They're not. Now, if you use them and you make fast reactions and decisions, that's another conversation. But the emotions are not absolutely the enemy. They're part of you. They have to use them. Emotion creates motion. Emotion creates emotion. All right? So let's move forward. Number 7. Number 8. Growth comes from mastery. Masters of the wrong skills. Growth comes from inner growth. Period. You can't grow something which you don't know that exists, because becoming good at something doesn't assure growth, because you're becoming good at that. But if you don't know for what's the purpose, what's the context around this mastery, this skill which you're really focused and you want to achieve great mastery, doesn't mean you're gonna grow. You can be very, very good in mastery at writing books, but if you don't want to sell books and you are in another business, but you think that by writing a book is gonna help you right at the beginning when you haven't figured out how to communicate what you have to communicate, doesn't mean that you're going to become good at it. So you got to learn sub skills around it. Now, in order to figure out what are the sub skills for that main skill which you want to grow, you want to achieve mastery, are going to pose some questions for you which are going to force you to grow within, to get the clarity to make that bold decision, so that you can not feel underneath it, but to be on top of it, so that you can start to lead this whole process. About the leading the whole process. You can look in the description below. We have a program, Allow Yourself to Rise. Is a 12-week program, which if you have a little bit more time, you can go by yourself through the program. 12 weeks, 12 modules. And there are 4 domains which we will teach you and help you how to get this self-leadership state. When you're not fighting every little detail, you don't get distracted by failures, you don't get distracted by some weaknesses or by some beliefs, thinking that you're not good enough or that the emotions are the enemy and you're too emotional, have to be more stoic. So many people do so many mistakes and they are not on their path because they try to squeeze out of them something which they're not meant to give, or something else. They're not squeezing themselves enough because they don't believe they've got the potential or they've got the future which they are looking for. So these 4 domains which the 12 modules are going to cover is the self-discovery. There's the whole work about the self, is the identity, is the self-respect, self-esteem, self-image. That's all the work in the self-discovery domain. Then the second domain is the self-mastery. The third one is the self-growth, and the fourth one is the self-leadership. So you can have the whole clarity about who you are so that you can start to manage your powers and to lead this process. Having a destination, a clear vision for yourself, which is going to change in time, but most importantly, to figure out your mission, your talents, your gifts, so that you can build your business and make sure that you've got the foundation, and also to start growing it, leveraging the right things. If you don't have lots of time, very focused on your business now, and you really have every minute is counted, then you have another option. Allow Yourself to Rise, and you don't go through the 12 modules. You have directly 12 mentorship sessions with me, between me and you. The 12 models only have 6 mentorship sessions. Or if you don't have lots of time, then you can go directly into 12 sessions between me and you, so that we can go through these 4 domains and build this foundation of who you are, so that you can understand yourself better, so that you can start to lead this process, having a clear goal, leveraging the right things without spending years into figuring out every single thing by yourself. For both scenarios, in the link in the description below, there is a link where you can jump on a free discovery call with me and grab a problem, a question with you. That's not a sales pitch. That one-on-one call at no cost is for me serving you. So when you come to book that call, come with a problem, with a question, with something which you'd like to have clarity. You'd like to solve that pain, so that you can understand what should I focus on, how should I organize my skills in such a way that I'm going to achieve my goals, so that I can fulfill my desire while I'm building and growing my business. All right, so get ready, click that link, book that call, and I'll be there ready to help you, to serve you, because this is my also mission now. I'm building now the brand awareness here on social media. So we're right at the beginning, don't have a huge large audience on this channel. So hit like for this video if you're getting value. This sounds something interesting that you're thinking and it sounds wise. Subscribe to the channel, watch another videos which are going to give you more wisdom and more help, because that's the purpose of the existence of this channel. Back to work. Let's go forward. Number 9. Reputation is branding. Reputation is not branding, because reputation is just reputation. Positioning plus reputation, that is branding. If you don't put your reputation and you don't use the right examples, the right words for positioning your product or your service, that's not branding. You're going to get a good reputation, no doubt about it. But does that reputation serves your business? Does that reputation going to help to build and grow your business and serve more people? You've got to make the decision about the positioning. Who do I want to serve? Where do I want to get in 3 and 5 years? So that from now I can use that vocabulary, those words, I can use those examples to create those associations in the years and the subconscious of those who are listening when you communicate your service or your product, when you are marketing your product in the marketplace. So think about positioning and the reputation. The reputation starts from the first customer. The positioning is what leads to the first customer. So you've got to focus on your positioning, so then when the first customer comes through the door, you're going to do your best, and even more than that, And that will build your reputation. And you've got the positioning with the reputation, and that's your branding. So don't wait for the first customer, which is going to build your reputation, and thinking that that's only the branding and that's where the branding starts. No, it starts with the positioning, right? So pay attention to that. Let's move forward. Number 10, lack leads to opportunities. And opportunities are created internally, but found externally. Therefore, opportunities lead to luck. Luck are not opportunities. Wow, I got lucky and now I have the opportunity. No, you've got the opportunity which you've created internally. That's who I want to serve. And I will look for opportunities to serve through my services, through my product. I want to serve. And you create that opportunity through your messaging, through not getting tired, through staying aligned with your mission, through being loyal to your values, to having clear for yourself who is not your customer, who it is, and how you're managing your time, your values, and how diligent are you on this path towards that level, towards that growth which you're looking for. And when you've created them internally, you'll find those moments externally, and you'll say, wow, that's an opportunity, that is luck. No, that is not. You've created it internally, you'll find it externally. That's why we need each other. That's how we change the world. We change ourselves, that's how we change the world. And those opportunities for which you've prepared, you are cooking enough time, preparing for this moment, will meet the external need, and it will say, bam, wow, that's something miraculous. This is something amazing. All right, these are the 10 myths which I shared with you gladly. So subscribe to this channel. This is something that is making you to think, and that leads to that moment when you become wiser and smarter, so that you can work more diligent, staying more aligned to and loyal to who you are, and more aligned with your mission, with your values. Subscribe to this channel, come back, watch more videos, also in the description below. Jump on that one-on-one call so that I can help you, I can add more value to your life as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and that's how we change the world. Keep winning, take care, we'll see each other in the next one. Bye-bye.